Yeah, I'm a minute late. Lord, this things messing with me. It's messing with me today. This thing messing with me today. But we is live on IG and YouTube. Welcome, welcome. I am Coach Marjorie. I changed the name so I don't have no problems. I don't want no legal problems, so we just gonna change that up. Don't forget to hit the like button as you come through. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Hit the like button. Welcome to all of you. And yeah, man, Lord, this thing is messing with me today. I'm a minute late. I don't like being late. For some stuff I still be late. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Craig, thanks for coming through. Oh, cousin Craig, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm gonna share some stuff today that I've been seeing all over the YouTubes, honey. And I was having a hard time getting into Instagram. So thanks for watching it, coming through, cousin Craig. I'm gonna show this thing that I was seeing. Some drama, honey. First one here. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, I got folks on Instagram coming through too. So thanks everybody on both sides as you come in. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit that. While I'm getting set up, I'm gonna be praying. Thank you, Lord, for the folks coming through. Bless the folks watching. Bless the families. Cover each and every one of us in the blood of Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for healing, for peace, for strength, for making it another day, Lord God. Thank you. So I'm going to show some of this stuff on Instagram. So this thing I was seeing on Crimson Cure. Tyrese telling the business. Tyrese giving it, honey. Let's hear what he's talking about.
Spent $20,000 a month on our child, and the credit card was wide open. So what the fuck do you suddenly need that kind of money for?
You changed my.
Okay, hold on. Disclaimer, I forgot. It's gonna be cussing. For those of you uncomfortable with foul language, there is foul language. So put the children away. Don't have it on loudspeaker.
You changed the quality of life.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Like
No,
the quality of life.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
You don't wait, Ish. You don't think the quality of her life changed simply by entering his existence and his orbit?
Did you hear what he said first?
Yeah.
He said,
yeah, he never spent that.
During the same quality of life, you did not spend $20,000 in 1 month.
And she never became
with an open credit card. So the $20,000 a month, you can it's not changing the quality of life. He's saying with the high quality of life that we had, we didn't spend 20 bands. So now why is $20,000 a month needed if we never spent that?
She also complained every step of the way about spending or overspending.
He also said, and I had it, and we never did that.
True.
Okay, but now the person that had it is gone.
Is it possible that
I influenced her to try and get me for $20,000 a month for a 2-year-old? No.
Is it? Yeah.
No. We never spent $20,000 on my daughter when we were together. And I had the money.
Yeah, but now
I don't like, who spends that kind of money on a kid? She was 1 when she took my baby food. We never spent $20,000 a month on our child, and the credit card was wide open.
Lord have mercy. Lord. So him and his woman, she gonna take the kid, and these women want the money. They don't want the man. Right? They want the money to keep flowing, but they want to get rid of the man. They don't want to have to live a life where, they are, doing what their husband asked them to do. They don't want to have to be a wife. They don't want to have to be a mother. They want to be whores. A lot of these women want to be whores. They don't want to be a wife and be showing that they not really a wife. Because soon as they get rid of a man, they humping right on a new one. Y'all make sure y'all check out Body Temple Glow Up, honey. She going in on her new stuff. So proud of you. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. She is a new up and coming YouTuber. So please check out her channel. Her reactions are on fire. Body Temple Glow Up. But yeah, these folks, a lot of these women do not want men. They want the money. They want the children. They don't want the man. Anybody that has been married for an extended period of time understands that having a man around is more work and takes a lot more conscious effort to keep and have a man around. And a lot of women don't like this. You can't control a man. You could try, but you're going to be very frustrated. You're going to be very frustrated. And guess what, women? You think you want a man you can control, but you don't want that either. And I think this is what be happening in a lot of these relationships. And, a lot of times men aren't trying to control their women. They're trying to protect them because they know how the world is. And women seem to live in a fantasy realm. Women seem to live in fantasy. So many of us seem to live in a world where we think, all of our friends like us. We think we don't think that people are out to get us. We think we can be friends with men, and we got a man around telling you the truth. Like your homegirls, I'm seeing how they look at you. I'm seeing what they be saying. They really don't like you. That dude right there, you don't want to mess with him too long. It's, because he going to start thinking he have a chance with you. When you have a husband around, he's going to be telling you these things. And it don't necessarily mean you're going to like it. It don't necessarily mean you're going to agree. But men see the world very differently, and I think women are constantly offended by everything men say. But Tyrese is letting it be known, like, why do you need $20,000 in child support? We didn't spend that much money when we were together. So, but it's because these women want the money. They don't want the man. They want him to supply, to use him for his resources. Like I seen, like I posted tomorrow. Woman talking about they want to use man for his resources, but don't want to have to love him. And it's very sad. So this next clip I'm going to share is, I wanted to share this. I want to share this before I forget, honey. I was crying and boo-hooing and praising the Lord. Anybody aware of what's going on with this sister is going to be praising the Lord with me, because Bevelyn Williams, a soldier for the Lord. A soldier for the Lord, honey. She is free. I'm so happy. All I could do was cry. She got pardoned. Anybody to know her story? She did 3 years. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison for having her and her husband. She is free. She was she was gonna serve 3 years in prison for praying and advocating an abortion clinic, and she stopped 150 women from having an abortion. And Trump pardoned her. Oh, I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for her. Yes, I'm so happy for her. All I could do was cry. Okay. The Lord is so awesome. I was like, Lord, I was just praying for that yesterday. We so happy for Bevelyn, because she a soldier. Warriors, these warriors. She a warrior. And we want to be warriors like Bevelyn and fight our battle, fight the battles God has for us to fight. So proud of her. So I'm so happy for that. I'm so blessed that, yes, Trump pardoned that sister. She deserves it. That's what I wanted to share that before I forgot. And this next thing I wanted to share, where is this? So anybody watch Kendra G? Anybody watch Kendra G? Y'all be seeing she be having a hot mess on her stuff. She be with the hot messes, honey. So this one, we're going to listen to this woman's story. With she got 7 children. Well, ain't nothing wrong with children. Children are a blessing. Children are beautiful. They are a blessing. But let's hear her circumstance.
Where you calling me from, babe? Chicago. Chicago, how old are you? 33. 33. What you do for a living? I'm a hospitality. I work at a hospital.
Before we go further with that, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. Hit the like. That's the only admission for this live, is that you hit the like button. Please do that for me so that this content can be shared more. Please and thank you.
You're a hospitality what, honey?
I work at the hospital. I'm a hospitality. I do hospitality.
You do hospitality. Okay. You have any children?
Yes, I have 7.
You really have 7 kids?
Yeah.
You gave birth to 7 kids?
Yes.
You're 33 years old?
Yes.
By how many men?
1.
Why are you not with that man?
You lying.
Are you with him? You're married?
No, I'm engaged to a different person.
Okay. You have 7 kids by somebody else and you're engaged. Yes. So why are you calling me?
Give me a question.
Because my engagement is going left instead of right.
My Lord.
What?
It's going left instead of right.
So you're okay, hold on. Let me make sure I'm understanding. You have 7 kids by one man. What are your kids' ages?
14 to 1.
Give me all the ages, honey.
14, 12, 11, 8, 7, 5, and 1.
And all these kids are by the same man.
You can say that.
What? No, I want to know the Amina, what? Honey. I don't got time to play these grown ass.
No, this lady is she playing games. See, this is why we tell men you really don't want to fool with single mothers. All single mothers ain't like this though. I know this for a fact. There's a lot of single mothers out there that really are holding things down, are got their baby daddy situation under control. They do exist, but this is crazy. She like you can say that either they are from the same man or they ain't, lady. What is it? You can't play both sides. She's engaged and she's on a dating show because her current engagement is going left. Why? Because you a hoe, you a whore, you a HO3 trying to become a wife. You have not transitioned your mindset from HO3 to wife. This is the problem, and men see this.
Games with you, okay? So you have 7 kids. Are they all by the same man or not?
Some of them are.
How many men do you have kids by?
5.
She lied at first. She said they was all by one dude at first. She lied at first. Yeah, I'm like, that lady, you lying. Why you lying? Oh, hey, auntie. Hey, Roger. Yeah, she lied. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah, my people's coming through. So happy to see y'all coming in. Yeah, she lied. She just lied. And we know she lied. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put of course, people want to call. I've been trying to call people for weeks and I have not heard from them. Now it's too late. I don't got time. I'm trying to call people. So people, if y'all want to, folks who want to come up onto the live and just get involved and speak your piece and share your story, you're welcome to do so. Yeah, she got 5 baby daddies. She was trying to put on the front. She got 5 baby daddies. Playing games. Why are you playing games, lady? Yeah. And Lord, men see this when our mindset is not, we're not ready to be a wife. She ain't even fully, she just got engaged and she already trying to plan for the new one. Lord have mercy. Jesus, help the poor women, Lord. We gotta help. We gotta change it. We gotta change it, ladies. We gotta change this. So I'm gonna go over these 5 things that people are lied to about marriage. 7 lies about marriage that people are told, because again, so many of us live in a fantasy world when it comes to marriage. And this is why so many marriages fail, because we are misinformed. We're told lies. We are given falsehoods. We live in a fantasy. We live in a fantasy realm. And these are some of the lies that are told to us that we're told to expect when it comes to marriage. Dude, you gotta wait now. So number 1, first lie, that you have to agree on everything. When you get married, you're not going to agree on everything. It matters only to agree on important things. Like there was a lot of people who this last election, one spouse was married, one spouse was in support of one candidate, the other one in another candidate, and that's okay. Your marriage absolutely can survive if you don't vote for the same people. That should not determine your happiness in your marriage. I would say you don't have to agree on, exactly how, I would say raising kids, how you're going to raise them up in spiritually, and finances are probably the most important things you want to agree on, but you're not going to agree on everything. You're not going to agree on who, the TV shows you like, every relationship dynamic. You're not going to agree with, you're not going to agree with everything to do with love and relationships, and how your folks, if you have friends, you might have friends that conduct relationships a certain way, and your spouse may be more in agreement with certain lifestyles than you. That's okay. As long as the two of you agree with how you're going to live y'all's lives between the two of you, it doesn't matter what nobody else is doing. Like we shouldn't allow how friends are living their lives to dictate how we're going to live and conduct our relationship. So there's that. Number 2, your spouse is supposed to make you happy. This is a lie, people. This is a lie. Nobody can make you happy but you. You cannot expect your spouse, whether husband, your wife, and expect your husband, or a husband and expect your wife to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. You have to find things that you enjoy doing. You have to love yourself. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to know what you want and who you're trying to be. You have to know what God has for you, and let the Lord give you peace and joy. Oh yeah. RJ said, because the last girl was embarrassed. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely she was. She shouldn't be. But she should be, actually. Not because of the children, but what she trying to do, how she trying to conduct herself on that show. She should be embarrassed. Not of the children. They are a blessing. Hey, what a man. Yes, tell it, honey. Your spouse, your husband, your wife cannot make you happy. So get that out of your minds right now. You have to find what makes you happy. You have to be happy within and of yourself, and have peace in the Lord, and be okay whether your spouse is home or be okay whether they're away. Being at peace and enjoying yourself, no matter what your spouse is doing. Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself, and pray for yourself, and pray for your spouse. Number 3, children will bring you closer. This is something people do before they even get married. People think if I have a baby with this person, we'll be happier. That's why she got seven children with 5 different dudes. Because a lot of these women think they're going to get pregnant and think they're going to be able to keep the man around because they have his baby. And they begin to see that ain't the thing, because he go have 3-4 more babies with 3-4 other women, and he ain't close to neither one of them. Having children is not going to bring you closer. Please understand this, ladies. And men need to understand this too, because there's a lot of men in their minds that if I get her pregnant, she'll slow down. She like that's going to lock her down if she get pregnant. And we be seeing, look at Cardi B cheating on her husband. She pregnant, or her ex-husband, whatever they got going on right now, pregnant, cheating. So we know that this is a lie. Children do not bring you closer. Children will absolutely make things more difficult. So I recommend to people, when you first get married, take 4 or 5 years if you can to get to know your spouse. And when you live with them and you're married and you're getting to know them, then you'll be able to determine if this is a marriage you want to continue, if this is someone you want to have babies with and you want to continue to, multiply with. I'm not against divorce. I'm against divorce for ridiculous reasons. But if you get with somebody and you live with them long enough and you start to see they're dangerous, and you see that they're not who you thought they were, and it becomes detrimental to your health, detrimental to your mental health, that they're not, they're putting on a front. It's best to get out before you start having children. I don't recommend having children thinking it's going to make you closer. It's a lie. Number 4, what she makes is hers. What he makes is hers. I don't like this. We were just talking about this, where you got women talking about what's mine is mine and what's his is mine. No, what's his is yours and what's yours is his. What's his is ours, and what's yours is ours. We're together. Everything that belongs to me belongs to my husband. Everything that belongs to my husband belongs to me. Now, there are some boundaries. You do want to set boundaries. So, you want to respect your spouse's privacy according to with their requests, their personal requests. Different people are going to have different pet peeves and things they can accept and things they can't accept. So know your partner, know what they are and aren't comfortable with. Like, my husband hates for me to open his mail. I can completely respect that. I didn't at first because I did used to be like, oh, it's my mail too. And it's not. He don't feel that way. So I got to respect that. So I don't open his mail. I make sure he get his mail. And if it got his name on it, I respect that privacy. So having boundaries with your spouse, knowing your spouse's boundaries and respecting that. But yes, the money situation, it should not be what's hers is hers and what's his is hers. No. What I make belongs to both of us, and what my husband makes belongs to both of us. Within boundaries. That's the thing. It's like knowing your boundaries and respecting your spouse's boundaries. Number 5, the man is always supposed to be nice. This is also a lie, a fallacy, because we don't expect women to always be nice. Men do. But women don't expect for other women to be nice to their men all the time. So no, what we do is we expect women to be nice to everybody else, but we don't expect women to be nice to their husbands all the time. It's not a requirement to be kind to your husband. But we expect the man to be kind and patient, and don't let him get out of pocket. Oh no, don't let him speak to you crazy. But everybody's clapping and okay with women downgrading and emasculating and talking crazy to their husbands. Everybody's okay with that. This is a falsehood, because your husband, if he's honest, is not always going to be nice. I ain't saying that I'm not saying it's okay for him to be mean, but sometimes a man's honesty comes off as him being an a-hole. And it just may not be what you necessarily want to hear at the moment. Don't mean he's being an a-hole. Doesn't mean he's being mean. It just means you're not taking what he's saying the way he's intending for you to take it. And I keep seeing people want to be lied to. Shay!
Hey,
Shay, what's up?
How you doing? Okay, hold on. I got something playing right now.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I had you playing at the same time. Okay, so I figured it out.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Did you want to put your channel up so people can check out your channel?
Absolutely. Let me see how I can do that. I'm still working out the kinks on this, girl. So I'm still trying to figure this out.
Okay.
But if anything, it's Body Temple Glow Up. Okay, that's my new channel. So please come by. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's do it.
You got it?
I think so.
Yeah, just put the link in the comments so folks can check out your channel.
Okay, gotcha. Yes. Yeah. There we go. Body Temple Glow Up. You see it right there at the bottom. Okay.
There you go. Yeah. You can't show it. You can't show it at the same time. But yes, y'all check out her channel. Did you have 2 cents you wanted to put in here, Miss Shay, darling?
I do have a little bit to say onto this. You brought up a couple of good points so far.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of, I guess, backtrack a little bit to what you were saying about, his money is her money is her money type of thing. Listen, that's actually been a saying for years. I mean, they've been saying that since I was a kid,
I know.
So it's like, man, it's a very selfish mindset to have. And unfortunately, we have a lot of young women who have this mindset right now. And just simply because they're like, look, it's got to be all about me. I got to protect myself from these men, because right now there's a stigma in society that men ain't shit, sorry for my language, but, but you have all these terrible things that people say about men right now. And so these women have this idea that, okay, I got to protect mine all day, but it's also very selfish too, and you're absolutely right. I agree. At the end of the day, it should be all about what you do together. Any funds that come through the home should be for the household in and of itself.
Yeah.
Should more so care about your livelihood, especially if you have children. It's all about their livelihood. If anything, It's all about them. So focus your I guess your priorities need to be more focused in on how you're going to deal with each other, especially if you are looking for a long-term marriage. Yeah. You're looking to be married 30 plus years. If that's the mindset you have, you would never think selfishly.
Yeah, and what people don't realize is this saying came about because women were technically trapped in marriages. It was like for a time where women, if they weren't married, you couldn't get a job. And a lot of times they wouldn't hire you because you were married. It was different, where women were like held hostage. So this saying probably came from, and Black women, a lot of Black men back in the day were abusive.
Yeah.
There was a lot of instability in relationships. So women did this because they were actually in dangerous situations.
Okay. Now I know that about how it was back in the day. From what I know, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Goodness, girl, got my timer going off and stuff. Okay. But yes, you're absolutely right. I did hear stories about that. Women that were trapped in marriages for a minute, and that was also due to other circumstances, things that were going on at the time. So a lot of that anger, stress, anxiety, all that stuff is a part of it. However, we surpassed that. We got past it. Unfortunately, not in the best way. It didn't happen gradually. Yeah. It happened kind of forcefully because of, back in 65, I think we talked about this before, where they instilled welfare. So it gave them an opportunity to split from those households, whether they were good or bad. And It just gave women an opportunity to say, okay, we don't need you now. And we can take the money and do what we got to do. However, something didn't happen, and that is maintaining and trying to work through having better marriages. Yeah, that didn't happen. Instead, it went to a whole left, and all of a sudden, it's all about women empowerment. It's all about the sexual liberation. Okay, I could do whatever I want with my body. Now I could do whatever I want, but now there is no lessons. There is no learning when it comes down to how to maintain a marriage. It's all about what can I do for me? So it just became so incredibly selfish for years. And it just kept progressively getting worse. Just kept getting worse.
Yeah. So what a man said, love is the key. Rajay said, I'm loving this convo. And Trendsetter said, preach, girl.
Hey, thank you.
And it is. It's all that stuff was to break down the family, and it worked. It worked. We still broken to this day, but we that's what we all this stuff. What I'm doing, we gonna work all of that out. As folks are coming in, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done that yet, and subscribe. And this is another thing I think a lot of women miss, that they think men are always, if he's not nice, if he's not saying all the nice things all the time. And like I said, I'm not talking about somebody outright cussing you out, disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like Melissa Ford. She gonna say, Melissa Ford gonna say, she mad at the man that said no one will ever love you as I love you, but no one will ever love you the way I love you. She more mad at that than she is about the man that cussed her out, called her a weak bee. She gonna get back with that one, and he ended up being physically abusive. So, women are showing that they don't appreciate a man that's honest with them in love, and will pick the abusive man over a good one. I've seen it over and over and over again. They don't like the little things the nice one's saying, so they're gonna leave him alone and go get with the abusive one that's even doing them even worse. But they be okay with that.
Yeah, and I always found that to be interesting. I always tried to understand why that was. And I think that usually men who actually have a good head on their shoulders, and they're not just going to allow you to either talk to them any kind of way or allow them to treat you any kind of way, they tend to be more honest with you. I guess it's the honesty policy type of thing. There's a lot of women out there that don't want to be told the truth. Yes. There are men out there who care enough to tell the truth, even when you don't like it. Yes. And there's women who are okay with being lied to. Like I look at some of these abusive situations, usually those men tend to lie to them to their face, tell them what they want to hear. And then if they don't get what they want, then they go and do, put hands and whatever, whether it's physical, verbally, mentally, emotionally, all of that.
Yeah.
But they're still willing to lie to you to your face. They're willing to tell you everything you want to hear. So it seems to me that there are women who are not fine with a man being a man in and of itself. They're not fine with him being honest and actually being a leader, especially, that hearing that term submissive and all this other crap. They don't like hearing those things. They don't like to allow a man to be him, be himself.
Oh, yeah.
And usually men are more logical. We know this. So they tend to more so go for big decision making.
Yeah.
They tend to see things a little bit more than we do. And I can attest to that.
Sure.
So they don't, I think that's the big problem right now is women are not willing to actually let men be men. They're not willing to allow them to just be honest with them.
Yeah.
They rather than lie to them.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's really
I don't know if you've heard of Princella, the Queen Maker.
No, I haven't. No.
She is a lesbian woman that she does a lot of women coaching. She calls herself the Queen Maker because she's all about female empowerment and stuff. And at first she was talking a lot of nonsense. She was on Hardly Initiated talking a lot of nonsense. And then I saw her recently. Hey, Complex, listening in, he says. Jay said, hey, cuz. And Complex said feminism programs women to see men as organic objects. Yeah. And what a man says, honesty policy. Yeah. And she says women don't really want men, don't like men. They like having sex with men, but they don't really like men. Because they don't really like just like you were saying, they don't want men to really be men. They want men to be what she be saying. Women want a man to be like a girlfriend in a man's body.
Yes. It's like, it don't work like that, baby. Okay. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
That's not the way that's not the way God intended for us to be. Okay. Yeah. He gave us what we have for a reason. Yeah. As women, we need to know our I don't want to say know our place because you already know how that people will take that. Like, excuse me. But
I say know your role. Know your role.
Yeah, just know your role as a woman. It's like, look, we're nurturers, we're caregivers. We have a certain sensibility about us that men don't have.
Sure.
What they need. Just like men have, the strength, the courage, they have the integrity. They have a lot of things that we don't have, I wouldn't say integrity, but I will say there are things about them that they have that we don't have that we absolutely need. We need each other.
And basically, absolutely, both it goes both ways for sure.
Yeah.
So that brings me to my next point, that women have fed into this, that we're supposed to be emotional. And yes, given we are very emotional creatures, we get this. I understand this. We are emotional, but it's not an excuse to not have your stuff under control.
Right. Like not knowing when and when not to act on your emotion. In fact, you should never act on emotion in general. And that's a big issue that I think a lot of us women do have. And I'm not an exception to that. I've definitely had my moments, and I always end up praying like, God, please help me work through this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and it's tough, but it's we're supposed to learn how to be more emotionally intelligent. We're supposed to learn that as young girls. Unfortunately, that's not something that's being taught in the home. Amen. Nowadays. You don't have a lot of mothers that are telling the truth to their daughters. Like, look, I know how you feel in this moment.
Yeah.
You gotta think logically, baby. Like, instead of encouraging them to go out there and fight. And I've definitely seen that. Mothers encourage certain behavior. They're like, oh, it's okay, baby. You got to do what you got to do. But it doesn't really help them in their development. So I think that that's also one of our issues. Emotional intelligence is, I think, very important for us as women. And learning how to deal with things logically. And that's where men can come in and help us with that, because most of the time men do think logically, for sure. And they can help us with that as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely agreeing with you. What a man said, need each other. Absolutely. We need each other because one is going to see the world the way the other one don't see the world. And both perspectives are necessary.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, both perspectives absolutely are necessary. I remember I was having somebody tell me, I'm like, I got to really think, like you were saying, really have to hone in on my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions before responding to a lot of stuff. And I got somebody telling me, oh no, if you're emotional, just be emotional. It's okay to be emotional. Like, no, hell no, you ain't gonna have me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay to be emotional, but I refuse to act on and, you know, allow myself to be emotional every moment that I feel some type of way. It's like you said, we really have to tap into our logical brain. Complex says emotional intelligence equals intelligently processing your emotions as that age. Exactly.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's exactly what it means. And some, you know, like you said, you really, you ain't lying. Like, that's really not something a lot of people are taught at home. I was watching something that's talking about when boys are raised around emotional women, because they don't have men around keeping it regulated, because that's what men do. Men keep emotion around the house regulated, right? What you crying for? What you looking all sad for? Like, you know, like you have nothing to be sad about. You blessed. Stay focused on that. That's something my husband was always encouraged us. Like, we never allowed our kids to walk around looking depressed. Like, you in a house, you got food, you got clothes on your body. We're not abusing you. You know what I'm saying? What is your problem? You have no problems.
Yes, exactly.
No problems. You might not like what you know, everything going on in your life right now, but you have no problems. Regulate your emotions. Don't let your emotions dictate your day. And it took me a while to really get through that, because that's what I was going to say. When you're a child and you're raised around emotional adults, that's how you learn to process your emotions.
Yeah. And then when you get out into the world and you're an adult yourself, and you find yourself in bad situation after bad situation, you know, this is how people end up in prison, because they act on emotion. This is how people end up either dead or out in the streets on some crazy stuff, because they act out on emotion, because their decision making is coming from their emotions rather than them thinking logically, like, okay, actually, here's a situation that I'm in. Let me think about how I should work through this or get out of it if it doesn't work for me. If it doesn't work for my situation. And unfortunately, you do have a lot of men and women who have been grown up in emotional households. And that's why you see the craziness that you see in the street. And then it doesn't help that, you know, you have social norms right now that's considered social norms that are also adding to that extra stuff too. That's adding to your decision making as well. You got to be able to decipher what's right and what's wrong. And as human beings, we already know it's there. It's always been there. But we live in a world where everything is so sensitive. Everything it's got to be all, you know, soft and meek, and that's just not how the real world really works. It makes it worse on top of that. So, and
I think that is, again, the man's job is to remind his family it's a war out there.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's what men do. Women are coddling and, you know, oh, my baby, you don't want to pick you up and make life soft for you and don't want you to hit the ground. And men are like, kick you down, trip you.
Yes.
Work on your reflexes. What? Slap you. You should have blocked faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, prepare you for war.
Yes.
I was watching something. A young girl was like, somebody asked me, I forgot who I was talking to. And somebody was like, why do men, you know, trip their children? I'm like, because it's not to be mean. It's to prepare them for war, to teach them to pay attention.
Look at your surroundings. You know what's coming. Watch out. You better watch out. You see your daddy, you know he about to kick you. You know what to do. Walk around that.
Teaching you to prepare for war, honey. Yes, everything is so sensitive what a man says. And that's why we got a bunch of folks that can't take just can't take life.
You got them crying. What did Candace Owens say? Life is tough, get a helmet. All right. Okay, it is tough, and that's where I can see the balance of why we need both our mothers and our fathers in the homes. I mean, we need to be able to also enjoy life. Our mothers can teach us how to enjoy life and how to be comfortable in it. But it's men that'll get us prepared for the nasty parts of it that we need to watch out for. It's that balance that we absolutely need, and they're really trying to take that all away. We need our father's discipline, you know, and we need our mother's nurturing, so that way when we go into the world, we're on point.
Amen. Complex says, I'm always arguing with my daughter about being on time.
Yeah. Not on CP time, be on time. Right?
Be on time. I'm working on that. I'm not on time for every single thing, but I should make sure at least for my shows I be on time. Yeah, Complex says everything operates on a schedule for sure. Yes, I agree. Yes, honey. Because Lord, if you just if it's just mothers around, folks is soft.
Oh yeah, all day. And then again, it's not to discount single mothers that actually do try.
Yeah,
because I do know I know one that she tries her best to get her son around, good men that'll actually give him a level head, because she knows she can't raise a boy by herself.
Yeah,
he's getting older, and there's things about him that she's just not understanding, and she tries. And I know that there are single women who do that, who try to find good uncles, cousins, whoever that are level headed to be able to give those sons their to their sons the right proper raising.
Oh yeah,
if they don't have their father in the home.
Oh yes, honey, it's
but
needed.
But unfortunately, you got a lot of women out there that are like, oh look, I could be the mother and the father. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I know what it is. And truth of the matter is, no, you can never. You've never been raised as a man. So you don't know what that world is like. Their world is totally different from ours. How other men treat them is way different than how we are with other women.
Yeah.
We know how to deal with other women because we're women ourselves. We know what that feels like and all that other stuff, but we have no idea what that world is like for men. And men, it's far more difficult for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, my last point is marriage is a contract. So it's a legal contract, but a legal contract implies that if the terms of the contract aren't met, that it's not null and void. That's the difference between a contract and a covenant, because a covenant says no matter whether or not my spouse meets every, whether it meets every criteria of, it doesn't matter if my husband is working or not. It doesn't matter if he's, I won't say emotionally or physically abusive. Those things matter. But I mean, like, it doesn't matter if he's able to work. It doesn't matter if he's nice to me. It doesn't matter if he's, or he or she, it doesn't matter if my wife is submissive or not. It doesn't matter if they, if we're going to have children or not, if we can agree on everything or not. None of those things matter. We are one in Christ.
Yes. Absolutely.
We're going to make this work. Abuse and infidelity, that kind of stuff is situational. You got to, consult with the Lord, especially, because couples can survive infidelity. Absolutely. I've seen it. You can mend things after infidelity. It's just a matter of a lot of healing and forgiveness, but it is mendable. Physical abuse, not so much, but a lot of people stay in physical abusive relationships. So I'd be like, if you could stay in that, you might as well find a way to, see how we can get your spouse help if you're choosing to stay in an abusive relationship. I feel like people, it's so ironic. I feel like people are more likely to stay in an abusive relationship than they are to stay in a relationship where there's financial problems.
Okay, now that's an interesting take. Why would you feel that way?
Because you hear stories about people that stay with people for decades that have been very obviously abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, but that will stay. Then you hear circumstances where, the money, he was stealing money, he was gambling or whatever, or he cheated, and they're more likely to leave. I hear more people leaving for reasons not of physical abuse, for everything else. Hey, Albert. Albert says, because mama gets custody, they believe mama can do no wrong in their eyes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that happens a lot. And, I've seen circumstances where the men are getting the custody.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a little bit more lately.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Especially if they find just cause.
Yeah. Hi, Banana. Banana said hi. He said Banana said hi. Like 3. He said he know like 3. Yeah. It's much more common now than it ever was.
Yeah. Much more. Yeah. And you know what? I would say maybe because, if you don't have the money or financial means, nobody wants to be homeless. Nobody wants to have or be without. So I can see where you're coming from with that. Like if you're in an abusive relationship, at least this person is taking care of you. Yeah. So at least, you're still financially well off. At least you're still getting food. You're in a home. You're getting clothes. You're getting all your stuff. At least you got all that. He beat your ass. You got what you want, financially speaking.
That makes sense.
I can see that. I can understand where your take is on that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. I'm just looking at what I see, what I've realized. But that's definitely probably like you said, they don't have to worry about their tomorrow, what they're gonna eat if they have a home. But when you have folks, one guy, he said, okay, Complex says, I'm widowed, so I have custody of my child. Well, God bless you. God bless you, dear. We're praying for you and your family for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. But a man said what made him fall in love with his wife is, he had like $1 million business. The $1 million business went under, and he was in debt $1 million. And he just, before him and his wife got married, he's like, you know what, babe, let me get my money situation figured out. Maybe we shouldn't do this right now. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, I'll sleep with you under a bridge. That doesn't matter. I'm like, I know that's right.
And that's the point. Hey, it's in your vows, for sickness and health, for rich or for poor. And a lot of people take that for granted. And I'm noticing that the reason why we have such high divorce rates, a lot of it has to do with finances. As soon as someone stops working and they're not making enough or whatever have you, there are a lot of women, because remember, women take up 80% of all the divorces. So they look at it like, oh, you're not making no money, so I don't think I have to stay and stick around. And then you realize that they married you for your money. That's why I always say for men, it's good to be successful. Be successful. But if you look and find these women and they only want you for your money, they see you for your money because you keep flaunting it. You keep telling them that you got all this paper. Like a lot of dudes be doing that. They be like, yeah, I got money now. I got all this. I can get as many women as I want. Sure. But then when you're ready to settle down, you got to actually sift through the women that are out here trying to look at you for your money and look for the ones that are actually going to ride with you. And that's going to be a lot harder. Yeah. Much harder. There's a lot of women out there that are looking at you for financial gain.
Oh, yeah. That's why I encourage people, young people, if you're young, I would say early 20s. If you're young, I encourage people to think about finding their spouse to build with.
Yes.
From the beginning. I highly encourage that. But a lot of people don't want to struggle. A lot of people want to get into a marriage where everything is already put together, already set. Everybody, the money's already there. Everything is already established. And that's not, I don't think that's necessary to get married.
No, it's not. It really isn't. You don't have to be financially well off to get married. You don't have to wait for all that. Once you find the person that you meant to be with and they're going to ride with you, that's the time that you can look into that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Financial gain. Deep, what a man said. Hey, baby. Yeah. So, it's a covenant. It's a blood covenant. We're binded in the spirit. This is what marriage is, binding in the spirit in a 3-pronged relationship, right? The father at the top, you and your spouse on the ends, right? A triangle.
Yes.
Where we meet together. So how my mother-in-law put it, if one is disconnected, we still connected. If one ain't acting right, disconnected, we the covering. And we're always connected through the Lord, if we may not necessarily be connected with each other.
Yes.
We're always connected in the Lord.
Love that.
So, yeah. Because sometimes, it's going to be times in the marriage that you ain't going to feel like being married. I was just telling my husband a few days ago, like, yo, I see why people get divorced. I sure do. I see it because people we get tired of having to go back and forth and having to figure things out and still having to work on your communication and thank you, baby. Yeah, still having to figure out your spouse, and then don't let them grow and make a transition where now they don't learn some new things, so now you got to change things up some more, and it's a constant back and forth, and I think people get tired of that.
Yeah, and we're as human beings, we change anyway. We're not going to be the same person that we were in our 20s. Not going to be the same person that we were in our 30s, our 40s. It's constant changes, and we as a couple, you'd have to learn to adapt to all of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it takes time. It takes time, but you have to learn how to be able to deal with it. And then remember, again, I love that. I do love that analogy. I'm glad she brought that up, because that analogy, you're always connected, no matter how disconnected you may be. That's great, because that definitely says a lot to even, again, all the changes that we go through as just human beings in general.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's another reason why, a lot of people get divorces too, because let's say someone start making more money, or let's say someone starts wanting to do another business venture or whatever differently. Or let's say they finally came to Christ. Let's say that you weren't Christian to begin with and they decided to go to Christ. That's also another one too. You know, so there's so many different things we all go through.
Yes.
But you gotta learn to adapt. And I think
being
able to adapt is also very, very intelligent and logical thing to do as well.
Yes. And it takes maturity, because you hear a lot of spouses when one spouse does start to grow and mature emotionally, spiritually, whatever, the other spouse be jealous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They get mad. They be like, "Excuse me, I know you weren't the same person that you were today. So who are you today? Who are you?"
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And
the thing is, if you got any wisdom, you're excited. Okay, because now it's a new person. This a new person. Instead of having, you ain't gotta cheat. You with somebody long enough, they're gonna change so often, it'll be like you with a different person anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. That's crazy. But yes, I feel that. I understand. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like, keep it exciting. Like, always be learning something new. Always be comfortable with your spouse, growing and maturing. And even sometimes we regress. We go backwards. People think, if I'm not changing, I'm staying the same. No, you don't stay the same. You either progress forward or you're going to regress backwards. There's no staying the same.
I hear you.
And we got the comments coming in. What a man said, learning to adapt. Yes, honey, it's a needed skill. Complex says they're supposed to grow together. Marriage is a union. Yes, absolutely. Yes. We are supposed to grow together and to become one. Yep, that's the thing. That's a lot of the problem is people want to be in a marriage but still want to function like they single.
Yes, I agree. That's like, I'm still my own person. I will always be my own person. And honestly, my parents used to say that a lot. When in their marriage, my parents believed in being one. So they do believe in the holy union. And I used to be that kid. I didn't understand their marriage. Of course, I was young at the time, so I didn't know. But I was, I would always get mad when I find that my mom agrees with my dad too much or my dad agrees with her too much. I'm like, you're your own individual person, right? And they would be like, no, that's not how that works. We are one. We are always a union. And I used to get mad at that, but now I completely understand. Now, as an adult, I understand that more so now. They always say, you kids ain't got nothing to do with our marriage. Our family members ain't got nothing to do with our marriage. Our friends have nothing to do with our marriage. It is just us. So whatever issues and problems we got going on, it's between us. Get out of our business.
That's
it. I'd be like, okay. And I, like I said, young and didn't understand it, but as an adult, I get it now. It's like, when you take the entire world out of your marriage, out of your union, you can only deal with you and your spouse and of course God.
Yeah.
And things come together. I also say I don't know if I told you, but my parents, they had a lot of friends that were married and they're no longer married now. They're literally the last ones standing, being married 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why is because, and they said there was a common factor. They allowed everyone into their union. Whatever issues and problems that they had, they dealt with it with each other. Whereas everybody else, they would go to their sister, they would go to their mothers, they would go to their friends and complain. And then those friends, you never know, they might be jealous of your union. So they'll do anything to try to split you up.
Oh yeah. Complex said he want to join the panel, or she, I'm not sure. Yeah, come on up. We'll stay for a few more minutes for you. Come on up if you still want to join.
Yes.
And speak your piece.
What's the barrier?
Yeah, come on up, speak your piece, dear. There's still time to join the panel. But that's awesome. 30 years. My in-laws been married a little over 40 years, and we learn a lot from them. Because my mother-in-law is like, you ain't got to deal with this. He ain't doing this. You good. You know, where I always tell her, like, their the way their dynamic is more of the realities of marriage, like the kind of back and forth. I wouldn't say argument. They're raw honest with each other. And to to everybody else, it would look like arguing. It would look like, dang, is that what it is? But it's like, yeah. We ain't always gonna talk nice. We ain't always gonna agree. We ain't always going to have nice things to say about each other. But it's like, you stay together whether you want to or not. That's what commitment is.
Yes, absolutely.
We ain't staying together. The vows don't say stay together just because I like you.
Right. Shoot, sometimes in the marriage you might not like each other at some point.
You're not gonna like each other. It does like this. It's a roller coaster. Sometimes we cool. Sometimes we like can't keep our hands off each other. The next minute we like roommates, and it's just it's a up and down roller coaster. You just folks think it's over when things aren't all happy and pleasant for a time, because it's not always going to be good times and happy times. It's even if we're not connecting to each other, we're satisfied in and of ourselves with just the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Where we're not, he's not talking to me. He's not, he's not emotionally available. I don't know. We're not talking like we used to. It's over. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, we ain't talking right now. That's cool. We'll get back on it and not take every where we're feeling, just because we're feeling disconnected doesn't mean it's over.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. That's very true. And I definitely seen it in my own parents' marriage, watching them go through their highs and lows. I've only seen a couple arguments. Most of the time they usually go to like a whole nother place. Like sometimes they'll go in the garage or they'll go somewhere to argue. But they don't want us to hear none of that. They don't want us to see that. But any issue that they ever go through, they do deal with it with each other, no matter how bad or it is, And mom, I have to hand it to my mom. Their marriage dynamic is also a little different. My mom has always been the breadwinner. My dad had a hard time finding work due to his past, but my mom totally forgave it and she worked through it. But they were able to still find a way to a way to live with each other. So mom's paid the bills, but my dad fixed up the house. Amen. So whatever issues there were, they were able to save thousands of dollars on plumbing.
That's right, Pops.
Yeah. And if my mom were to ask him to make something for her, because she gardens too. So if she asks, he'll drop everything with the dime in the hat and he'll fix it right then and there, So they found a way to work with their issues. So even when it came to finances, they didn't allow that to deter their relationship either.
That's awesome.
So I think that's another reason why people need to really look into like not thinking of finances in a marriage, but thinking about what can you do to maintain and help out with what you're creating and what you got going on already. Your livelihood kind of thing. Yeah. You got kids, somebody's got to deal with the kids. If you got things going on in the house, somebody's got to deal with the house, cars, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you got going on at the moment, what can you both do to work together to get it done?
Yes. And I love that. I love that dynamic with your parents, because it's showing it's not the issue isn't the woman being the breadwinner. The issue is how women decide to treat men when they're the breadwinner.
Yes. And we see it. Yeah. It's amazing how disrespectful women get when they start making a whole lot more money. All of a sudden they have rules and conditions in order to be with them. But the truth matters, there should be no rules. What is this list? What is this table that you speak of? Okay? Right. That you speak on, and you sit up here and you have all these lists of demands because you're making all this money. Your money really don't mean anything, and men will tell them that to their face, till they're blue in the face. I see it on these podcasts. They all say the same thing. We don't really care about your money. But then for some reason, these women, some of them delusional, be like, no, you do care. And I need you to make this amount of money. I need you to look like this. I need you to have this, and it's like, you miss out on finding a good, decent man by having that kind of mentality. Yeah, for sure. You miss out. You might find a man that would be able to care for you and love you the way you should be treated as, just in general, and you miss out on it. It's just sad.
Yes. It is complex. You came up. What you got to say?
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, how are you ladies doing this afternoon or evening? I'm in California.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I just wanted to say it's Life Coach Marjorie, correct?
Yes.
I got it correct. All right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, you know what? You guys' live stream is very refreshing. Yeah, I don't really hear conversations like this too much. You know, it's always a lot of like really bad relationship stuff going on when it comes to like content and Black YouTube. And pardon me, I'm just leaving my shop. I'll be at my house in just a second. So if it's a little loud, my apologies.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, thanks for coming through.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to give you guys props. I was just listening in as I was finishing up at work, and I had to go get my kid from school. You know, you brought up a lot of points that people don't think about, right? When they talk about the type of relationship that they're looking for, right?
Yes.
There's things that happen along the way, let's just say, right? It could be like good things and it could be bad things. Or it could be like just kind of like day-to-day things, right? You know, I just really think that there's this notion that you're supposed to be in like cloud 9 or in heaven or something when you're in a relationship with someone.
Right.
And it's like that's not actually a realistic thing, you know, to exist in that state, whether with someone or by yourself, right? That's just not a realistic view.
Yeah.
You know, so I find oftentimes that people have very unrealistic ideas of what a real relationship and a marriage even, what these things are like.
Yeah.
Right. I specifically recall when my wife got cancer. Right. So it's just earlier this month, it was 10 years that she passed away.
Oh.
You know, I recall, so when she was diagnosed, our daughter was just 3 months old. Right. So I got hit with fatherhood for the first time and the prospect of losing my wife, literally all at the same time. Right. And, you know, when she did her first round of chemotherapy and, you know, her hair started to fall out and all that, you know, it was like a lot of the women around her were on some like, you know, he's going to leave you. He's going to leave you. Your hair's falling out. I mean, it was some of the strangest stuff I ever heard. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, maybe like 2 years prior to that, I had an accident, right, where I took like a really big gash right behind my right ear and literally almost bled out. And if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys right now.
Amen.
Right?
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. You know, so sometimes the nature of relationships go far deeper than how much money somebody's making, you know, aesthetic, you know, the aesthetics of things. You know, is she light skinned, dark skinned? Is he this height or is he this or that?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It really does cut far deeper than that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to give you guys your props because you guys touched on things that go deeper than just the prima facie or the base level. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, you're fine. I love that. I tell my husband, you know, we both, my mind is like, I tell women, you marry this man, if you marry this man, have in your mind that if I ever need to wipe his behind, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like, you know, ready for the worst of the worst.
You're like the third person I heard say that, right? Like, they use that as the barometer as to whether they would marry, like, would I wipe their butt?
Would I wipe his man's behind?
Yeah.
He more disgusted by the idea than I am. I'm ready, okay?
Look, let me tell you something. You know, I had to do it. Okay, I had to do it. You know, and it was one of those things where, you know, my wife was just like, you know, she was literally just. I'm like, I'm trying to save your life here, and she's just like, I don't want you doing this, and I'm like, are you no, like, you know, are you ready to have those kind of conversations with people? You know what I'm saying? Yes. It's very deep. So again, I just want to thank you, ladies, for having the dialogue that you had while I was finishing up my day here.
Of course.
Right.
Thanks for coming
Yes.
through, Mr. Complex. We appreciate your feedback and insights. Yeah, we love that testimony. Thank you for that.
Yes, that was absolutely amazing. Yes. Wow.
Thank you, dear. Blessings to you and the family.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.
You too. Have a good night.
Take care.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love that. That's so awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And, you know, like his situation, like we hear this brother say, he lost his wife, lost her, like she's gone. There's no backwards. There's no making up, no time. There's no can go back and appreciation. And I feel like that is a lot of issues in a lot of marriages. We just don't appreciate.
Yeah.
We don't appreciate our spouse when we're supposed to appreciate them. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that yet, folks, so that the algorithm shares this with more people. So don't forget to do that. But yeah, it's that's a powerful testimony. Let him tell it. Like, you could lose your person. You could lose your person at any point throughout the day. So a lot of these, and I'll be saying this a lot with a lot of these women, a lot, you know, I think because that's what I was gonna say when he was on here. I feel like men have a more realistic view of marriage than women.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And that was definitely taught in every aspect. I mean, it's even in our TV shows, our movies. Disney Channel definitely messed up every girl, you know,
right?
Thinking that, you know, marriage can be all princess-like, you know, and everything is all going to be cookies, cupcakes, and rainbows. They try to dress it up to make it look nice, but in truth, like you said, it's tough. It's anything can happen within your marriage. It's not always pretty, you know. And I think you're right. Yeah, men do have a more realistic version of that, and that's why they worry so much about getting married now.
Because they see a lot of women ain't taking it serious. They seeing a lot of women like, oh, am I gonna find my happiness? Like, lady, you've been single for 20 years. All of a sudden, you thinking about now yourself. Now you think about yourself and your happiness. Ain't that what you should have been doing before you got married? What?
Right.
What is this?
Right.
What is this? I don't understand that, but that's what folks is doing. So yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. So hopefully, Miss Shay, if you could come through to the Faith Fueled Attraction Masterclass tomorrow at 10. I'll put the link in the bio for anybody that wants to join to come through. It's a free masterclass. It's a free masterclass. Yeah, just to come through, and I need to practice. So whoever wants to come through, put wife in the comments, and I'll send the Zoom link so you can come through and watch and you know, get the master class and get some quick training on positioning yourself for marriage if that's what you so desire. Is there any last thoughts you want to put in, Shay, before I head out?
Girl, no, I love this conversation. We did good today. So I like this.
You made it fun too. Thanks for coming through, and everybody, thanks for coming through with all the comments. You guys are awesome. My niece came through, my daughter came through, and some new folks I haven't seen before came through tonight, honey. So I love that. That's so awesome. And before I run, anybody got any last words or points or things they want points they wanted to make? Any last questions they have before we leave here? I want to give everybody an opportunity to feel heard and seen. See you next time. All right, baby. Yeah, thanks for coming through for sure. Anybody else that's still in? If you have any last thoughts or comments before I run out. Yeah, this was really good. Thank you so much for coming through, putting your insights and putting in your 5 cents.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you for having me.
I see you get more and more comfortable with talking. Look at you.
I know, girl. It took a minute. I was nervous, but now I'm starting to really feel it.
Now you're on fire.
Yeah, girl.
Now you're on fire. Now we ain't gonna be able to turn it off.
No.
No, that's awesome. And the more comfortable you get, then you'll show your face when you really get ready, when you really get comfortable. But this is good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for helping me. If y'all need any questions on help on YouTube too, you can ask her too, girl. You tell me everything. She helped me out. Thank you again, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Well, since nobody got no last things to say, I'm gonna run out of here. Blessings to everybody. Pray every day, all day, folks. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out Body Temple Glow Up. Check out her channel, her reactions. Like I said, she is on fire, and she don't speak nothing but facts on her stuff. So Y'all check her out. And I love you guys, and blessings. Thanks again, Shay. I love you.
Love you too.
All right, take care, y'all. Deuces. Peace.